If you're out here working overtime thinking it's going to be tax-free, today's video is for you.
Corey, I'm about to crash out on this one. I've been picking up extra shifts thinking I'm finally about to get ahead, but now I'm hearing that it's a loophole in there and taxes still come out your OT like always. What's the real deal on this? Help me out, brother.
Before we dive deep into this topic,
If you have any questions that you want me to answer, just drop it in the comments and I might answer yours next.
you know what? I feel your pain, and I think a lot of people really do too, because we obviously know what we were told it was going to be, but let's take a look and see what actually happened. Look at this letter that you see here on your screen. It is from January 2026. The letter is from a major company telling its employees that despite what they were told, overtime pay is still going to be taxable, just like it always was. Nothing's changed. And why is that? It's because the no tax on overtime campaign promise was not like a blanket thing. There was some fine print that only made overtime tax-free if it fell into a very narrow sliver of an exception when overtime pay is required by the Fair Labor Standard Act or the FLSA. And here's the catch. Most overtime pay that people receive in this country is not required by the Fair Labor Standards Act. It's actually going to be paid out for a couple of other reasons. Companies pay overtime because it's tied to certain commissions and bonuses, because they're required to pay it by state law. And the most common reason that companies pay overtime is just part of their company policy, right? It's part of their compensation plan that they have put in place, not because it's required by the Fair Labor Standards Act. So your overtime pay is still going to be taxed like it always was. Full federal tax withholding, nothing changes. So this particular company read the law, they talked to their attorneys, and they were like, you know what? Sorry, folks. I know that the president told you that there was going to be no tax on overtime, but the way this law is actually written, it's still taxable, just like it always has been. Nothing's changed. Here's the truth. The campaign slogan, no tax on overtime, was only true to a very, very narrow and small set of people in the population. And that's people whose overtime is required by existing federal law. And for most people, their overtime is going to be taxed just like it always has been. So your check is still going to get hit the same as it was before. So you weren't crazy when you heard them say, there's not going to be any tax on overtime going forward. And you did the smart thing by picking up extra shifts. The problem is that the people who promised you no tax on overtime didn't bother to tell you that there was really, really fine print that basically excluded pretty much everybody. Listen, I'm the Levy King, and it's my job to read the fine print and let you know what's coming ahead so that you don't get blindsided again like you did this time. Follow my content for more like this.
1-877